magbabago. Masdan mo ang paligid, alamak mga krimen, rape, droga at mga nakawan. Dapat nga mapigilan. Tayo na Pilipinas, tayo na magbago. Hawak kamay tayo.
Once again, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. You may now take your seats.
To deliver her welcome remarks, let us call on Congresswoman Rosemary Baby Arenas of the 3rd District of Pangasinan.
On behalf of Kong Baby, I will deliver her speech. Ninervyos po ata nung dumating si Presidente. Your Excellency, President Rodrigo Duterte, former President and Honorable Speaker Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, First Gentleman, past and present members of Congress and the Cabinet, distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen. As the 17th Congress comes to a close, it is my pleasure to welcome you all and join us to honor, to thank, and to give a fitting farewell to our Speaker. It is quite extraordinary and, in fact, a matter of great pride for members of the 17th Congress, like myself, that our Speaker is a former President of the Republic of the Philippines. It is true that there have been a number of senators who have left the Senate to become president, but only in the House of Representatives can we truly claim that the president has become speaker. Levity aside, we are most privileged to have been under the leadership of Speaker Arroyo. Speaker Arroyo graduated magna cum laude from the Assumption College, studied economics in Georgetown University, earned her master's degree in economics from the Ateneo de Manila University, and her doctorate in economics from the University of the Philippines. She was a university professor before she got appointed as Undersecretary of Trade and Industry in 1986. She won a seat in the Senate in 1992 and was re-elected in 1995 by a record of 16 million votes. She was elected Vice President in 1998 and was the Secretary of Social Welfare and Development. In 2001, she became the 14th President of the Republic of the Philippines. Indeed, Speaker Arroyo brought an unprecedented academic and administrative background to the Philippine presidency. This distinction she would carry with her when she won a seat in the House of Representatives in 2010 and was elected Speaker in 2018. Tonight, we rise above our party affiliation or particular interests and unite in showing our appreciation for her contributions to Congress, and most of all, to our country, that she has served faithfully for 41 years. Finally, we take this opportunity to congratulate our beloved President for scoring the highest satisfaction ratings during his midterm, the critical juncture where other presidencies have been tried and tested. This is a proof that our President has kept our people engaged, inspired, undaunted, and hopeful. We thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership and the selfless sacrifices, and for being part of our journey to attain peace, progress, and prosperity. Mr. President, and to all of you who joined us tonight, a million thanks from the bottom of my heart. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you very much, Congresswoman Rosemary Baby Arenas, for that very warm message. Before we call our House Speaker Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo for her personal message, let us take a brief moment to watch this very special video for everyone. Let us all watch this.
Former President and now Speaker Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, the first woman Speaker of the House of Representatives, a woman who has dedicated 32 years of her life into public service to improve the lives of the Filipinos. A persevering and compassionate leader, she believed in the progress that the Philippines can achieve when its people work together as a nation. Until the final months of the 17th Congress, the House members witnessed her empowering leadership that upholds excellence and professionalism.
I, Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, of the 2nd District of Pampanga,
Speaker Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo has assumed the leadership of the House, that the institution has come out seasonably with those proposed to support the programs of the present administration.
During the time of the Speaker, GMA, all work, but with love and passion. Kasi si Ma'am, she works very, very hard. So, mahihiya ka pag hindi ka nagtrabaho. Kasi she knows it's for the country, and she really works for the legislative agenda of the President.
Speaker Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo is unrelenting in her work. And because of this exemplary working attitude, the House has accomplished so much in terms of legislation, but even legislation in terms of improving the overall program, the overall achievements of the government.
Despite a myriad of brickbats, Speaker Arroyo continues to strive for a better future for the country, especially those who are in the marginalized sectors of society.
ano ang pinakahangarin ng maralitang tagalunsod? Ang sagot niya, katiyakan sa lupang tinitirikan.
Ano, kasi in her time talagang ang dami naging magagandang disposition. Kahit binabatikos ng ilan, pero inunawa ng karamihan. I remember when she is doing these committees for the housing, lahat ng mga executive orders niya na na-pending, she went back dahil ito'y para sa mga mahihirap.
One time when I was in Iloilo doing my sorties, she arrived there. I didn't even know, but I happened to be there. And she was traveling around the Philippines in a rural route, checking what happened to her present as well as her past projects. For her to look back and check, ay, may mali pala dito, or ay, tama pala to, this we can improve. And that shows a lot of concern for our country.
Considered as a mentor by her colleagues, Speaker Arroyo inspired and encouraged her fellow legislators to be responsible citizens, standing for the truth and fighting for what is right.
You know, one of the advantages of my being Speaker of the House of Representatives now is that I've been able to be exposed to and been able to work with a lot of very young congressmen. And seeing how they work and how they think, I am confident that when their time comes to take over the leadership of the country, they will do very, very well. I think they're good, competent, dedicated, and being with them and working with them gives me great confidence in the future of our country.
I hate to say goodbye, and I do not want to think of it because, of course, you do not want to be parting away with a leader and a mother. You will always love your leader, and much more that you will always love a woman to whom you consider as a mother.
Thank you once again. Session is adjourned.
And how inspiring was that video? Once again, a round of applause for our dearest speaker, Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo.
And that is correct, Jill. It really warms my heart when I see dedicated and passionate public servants like our speaker, Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo.
You know, it really shows how she dedicated her life to serving the Filipino people, right, Ramsey?
That is very, very correct. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us now call on the Speaker of the House, Honorable Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, for her remarks. Let's give her a round of applause.
Mr. President, Senator Bongo, our ladies who organized this dinner, namely Baby and Ria and also Rida and Yeda and her husband Martin, my family, my friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thank you for coming here tonight. And I especially thank President Duterte for giving the representatives of the 17th Congress some of his personal time once again, because he tops the list of the persons I want to thank tonight. I want to express to you, all of you, my heartfelt thanks for the hard work and support you've given me, not only for putting this beautiful video together, but for putting all the work that we did in Congress together during this last session of the 17th Congress. President Duterte, I've already thanked my colleagues many times, but to you, I want to thank you tonight very much for allowing me the opportunity to serve as Speaker of the House. After taking my oath as Speaker, I immediately spelled out my legislative agenda as prioritizing the bills that you enumerated in your 2018 SONA. And the House passed them all. And I hope that reinforces your faith, not only about how the members of this House have the highest regard for your leadership, but also how much the congressmen and the congresswomen are willing to push the envelope when there is a specific objective. Mr. President, I take this opportunity to thank you, not only for giving me the chance to serve as your Speaker, but also for the 3 decades that we have worked together. Starting from when you were a newly elected mayor, and I was a newly appointed Undersecretary of Trade and Industry. As early as then, I saw that your formula for development was peace and order combined with honest government. It worked in Davao, and now under your leadership of the country, it is working in the Philippines. Thank you very much for that, Mr. President. I also thank you for your political support, supporting my candidacies for Senator, Vice President, and President. I don't know if you still remember, but I cannot forget that in one of your campaign speeches, you told the people of Davao, and I quote you, "If you cannot vote for Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, do not vote for me." You told them that. And when I was president, I thank you for the active help you gave me fighting drugs, kidnapping, and all the threats to peace and stability. And after that, after my presidency, I thank you for describing me as a friend, even in my darkest days. I heard you describe me as a friend during your campaign, and I heard you repeating that you are my friend and I am your friend after you were elected. And most of all, I thank you that when you became president, you provided the atmosphere in which the court had the freedom to acquit me of the trumped-up charges of my successor and your predecessor, so that the court voted 11-4 in my favor, including half of those who were appointed by my successor. My only regret, Mr. President, in our relationship is that you have found me very difficult to deal with. It was never my intention to be difficult with you. How could it have been, with all my gratitude for all that you've done for me and all my admiration for all that you've done for the country? So I only wish I had better EQ so that I could have second-guessed everything you wanted so that you would have now found me so difficult to deal with. But let me take this opportunity to express in any way, Mr. President, not only my gratitude for what you've done to me, but also for what you've done for the people as Mayor of Davao and as President of the Philippines. Mr. President, you are the only Philippine president more popular in the middle of your term than in the beginning honeymoon period. And Mr. President, comparing all the leaders of the world today and their respective popularity and trust among their people, you are the president most loved by his people among all the leaders in the world today. So I am proud to be your friend, and I am proud that you are here for my valedictory. I graduate from 27 years of active political life. Earlier than that, I was an appointed official and a professor in UP, so that makes me public servant. But as a politician, 27 years. I graduate from politics with a grateful heart. I'm grateful to the Almighty, the people, and my allies, many of whom are here tonight, including my former cabinet members, for giving me the rare privilege to serve as president, which is the country's highest nationally elected position, and then a bonus at the end, towards the end, as speaker, which is the highest ranking locally elected official of the country. I also thank God and all of you for giving me the chance to work with some of the brightest and most efficient during my presidency and during my speakership, and for the fact that many of my allies remained loyal to me even the dark times of my life, including then Mayor Rudy Duterte. Thank you, Mr. President. And as mentioned in the video about me, which I always want to repeat, I also thank God for the chance to work closely with the younger ones during my speakership, because getting to know them up close and seeing them work hard gives me the assurance that when their time comes for national leadership, they will serve our country well, and we will have a good future. So to all of you, maraming salamat ug daghan salamat kaninyong tanan.
Once again, a round of applause for Honorable Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo for your inspiring and heartfelt message.
To introduce our president, let us now call on Congresswoman Rita Robes of the Lone District of City of San Jose, Del Monte, Bulacan.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, and our honorable family. To our very charming Mayor, Rodrigo Robert Duterte, thank you so much. Let's all welcome him. His Excellency, or Mr. President himself, Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Kindly sit down. Salamat po. Former President and House Speaker Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, the honorable members of the House of Representatives, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to honor tonight a true living icon in Philippine politics, an embodiment of strong political will, and no other than former President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, Ma'am. Perhaps no other chief executive in our history comes close to President Arroyo's example of carrying out decisive actions, even such actions would prove to be unpopular. Indeed, their intuitive and hands-on leadership has carried our nation forward, especially during trying times. Indeed, President Arroyo's extensive experience as a renowned economist and academic was crucial in laying down the foundation of our country's steady economic growth during her term, the effects of which are still felt today and will be felt in the years ahead. During her impressive 27-year career in the legislative and executive branches of government, she became a major figure and was instrumental in crafting policies that made our bullish economy possible. Serving in various capacities, she crossed party lines and worked with various sectors in order to implement legislation that improve our people's welfare, brought decentralization and development to the poor and marginalized constituencies, and instituted significant fiscal reforms that have sustained our nation for almost 3 decades. I have always held President Arroyo in high esteem for inspiring and disciplined leadership, not only for my presidency, but the rest of the public as well. Medyo magkata ko dito. All of my dealings with my president during my mayorship days, trabaho lang ho yun, ma'am. And I said, you are hard to deal with at nagagalit. At naiintindihan ho namin lahat, ako, especially during, if I may just mention it in passing without being specific, the number of times that you called me in the wee hours of the morning just to listen to me and to seek my advice. I was there when you made the decision, one major crucial, and since you did not follow me, I said, well, and also the other week or 2 weeks ago, we had a party sponsored by, I don't know if it was Inday or somebody else, or somebody else's honor, but we were there and I was made to choose the speaker. Sabi ko na, no, na I am not prepared to embark on something which I will regret later. Kasi puro ko kayo kaibigan. So I really just refrain saying, no, do not bug me with that. I suppose you can settle the matter by among yourselves. And as they budging me in exasperation, I said, and I was ready to follow that night by impulse. Ganon. O de, sige. Sabi ko, we will ask the Speaker Arroyo to choose who among you. Tapos nung sinabi nila, ma'am, ikaw daw, she was quite also not comfortable, kept on saying things na, hindi, kayo. Kaya nung sabi ko, naghintay ako mo, sabi ko, ma'am, kung hindi ka mamili ng speaker ngayon, hulihin kita. Balik kita doon sa kulungan. So, that was a joke, but that was how hard it is or was to really do something or decide on something which would be a part of the governance of our country here on and for the remaining years of my presidency. When Madam Arroyo was president, she envisioned to make sure the Philippines, a strong republic, ganito rin. That's also my sloganeering. I always said that my oath of office, reduce it in a very simple term, is that I swore to protect the people and preserve the Republic of the Philippines. So I would like, at any other time, we have acquired so many armaments. And there are things, kukunti na lang, which I hope that Congress would tide us over to complete the instruments that we need in dealing especially with terrorism. I hope that by the time I make my exit, nandyan na lahat yan, because I am not belittling the events to come or the person coming in to be the next president. Hindi ko alam kung sino. And I'd rather that I live with a strong military and police and equipped to challenge the enemies of the state, especially terrorism. I see a very dangerous times ahead, and I hope that we'll be able to contain whatever there is to really to. But lumalabas nga yung pawis sa kamay ko just thinking about if it would go ori outside of Sulu and Basilan Islands. So that I said, I must be prepared. And nabili na ko na ho yung mga kailangan, but there are still a few things that I must have for my armed forces and the police. And one of these days, I will call for for a time to talkative, and we'll talk about it because it's really needed by the country. Now I only intend to make our country even stronger by following her brilliant example of a strong-willed leadership and decisive governance. Madam President, we raise our glasses tonight for the invaluable contributions that you have made as a public servant. May your legacy shine to inspire the millions of Filipinos as we move forward in realizing our dream of building a better and more prosperous Philippines for all. Daghang salamat, and I'll just do it myself. I'll give you the toast. Believe ako sa iyo, ma'am. Kasi you might want to know that even when I was mayor, and for the years that President Arroyo was there, I was really working for her. Of course, wala akong pinatay na tao na utos niya. Pinatay ko na lang kasi feeling ko gusto niya. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Now let us enjoy the sumptuous dinner prepared for us tonight by our friends from Manila Hotel. And also, please enjoy the music of Mr. J. Cayuca.